Hey everybody, welcome to week 6. All right, near the end. Week 6, week 7, and then week 7.5. It's not even a full, or not even a half week. It's really just about 3 days. So there's not much time left, which is exciting. I mean, that's something that hopefully kind of gets you energized enough to finish this term strong. So week 6, what are we talking about? Well, we're not taking a complete break from Microsoft Office, but kind of a partial break. There is going to be still an assignment, Microsoft Excel assignment that we're going to be doing, but we're going to change our attention a little bit and focus on the internet, the web, and browsers. I'll do a video in a little bit about the differences between the internet and the web. There are actually differences. You'll notice that right away in the lecture, but it's important to understand kind of how they are distinctive and how one kind of necessarily has to play with the other one in order to give us kind of the World Wide Web that we know today. So we're going to talk about that in the lecture and in that video, another video, but we're going to focus most of our attention on web browsers. And so we're going to analyze those, some of the more major ones in particular. So when you look at the discussion board this week, we're going to be focusing on Chrome and Firefox and Safari. And so I don't want to say much more about it right now because you are going to go through a little simulation and you'll learn more about this in the lecture. So what are browsers though? Ultimately, what do they do? Well, they do a couple of things. One of the things they do is they seek permission from a server for you to be able to access a website, okay? So all websites are sitting on servers, okay? These often very big computers. They don't always have to be big, where web service or web hosting services will kind of house these the source code that are websites, okay? One of the biggest ones would be AWS, Amazon Web Services, but there are plenty of others as well. And so the browser, well, you don't see it, it happens so quickly, basically seeks permission for you to, for instance, find Amazon's homepage or something like that. And then with that, once that permission has been basically granted and it gives you access, it also translates it. So I mentioned source code. All websites are code, okay? We don't really think about that because they're translated so seamlessly and so quickly by our browser. So we get all those really nice, videos and photos and all these integrated things within the website that we don't really think about the code, all the stuff behind the scenes. So that's what browsers primarily do. Now, one of the things that I want you to focus on this week is not just how these browsers are different, but what kinds of things do they offer, okay? Why do you choose a specific browser? Why do you choose Chrome over Firefox? Why do you choose Edge over Firefox or whatever? This is an opportunity for you to really kind of delve into browsers and understand kind of what they do, but also what they have to offer. So think about things like privacy and security, right? You want to be secure online. You also want to make sure that your information isn't being sold, perhaps to certain companies for marketing purposes or something like that. What about different kinds of extensions or add-ons? These are things that you can actually kind of embed into your browser that makes the whole process of browsing easier, okay? And all browsers have them. So think about those kinds of things. What are the features that makes your browser of choice? So we're going to be in the lecture talking about the web and the internet and browsers. In the discussion this week, we're going to be talking about browsers, and that's where you're going to get really specific. You're also going to be doing a reflection on browsers, yes. And then this, I mentioned how we are turning, but not completely, from Microsoft Office this week because we are going to be doing an Excel assignment. And I hinted this to some of you last week. We're going to be in Excel, and we're going to be doing an assignment with the charts and the things that you can add to a workbook. And it's really pretty easy, but it's kind of fun. And so hopefully you get a lot out of that one. A lot of stuff to go over this week, but a lot of really interesting stuff. I think this lecture is the best lecture of the class. It's definitely my favorite. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you're curious about something and you want to learn more, reach out to me. I'm here to help, and hopefully I can answer your question. Thanks, folks.